My family forgot about my baby shower. When I asked why, my sister just shrugged. We didn't think it was that important. I smiled, left the family group chat, and quietly canceled every payment I'd been covering. The next day, when they finally noticed, "You didn't invite anyone?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "You're so sensitive," my sister scoffed. "It's not a big deal." I stood there, one hand on my belly, the other holding my phone. I was 34 weeks pregnant. Exhausted. In pain. And I had reminded them about the shower over and over. Every time, they said, "We'll figure it out," or "Don't stress. We've got you." But clearly, they didn't. I sent the registry. I made the invites. I even double-checked the date with you, I said, my voice too calm. Then my mom added, "Honey, baby showers are more for first babies." "This is my first," I said. Silence. Then my brother Max typed in the chat, "TBH, not a huge deal. It's just a baby shower. Just a baby shower." As if I hadn't been paying his car insurance. As if I hadn't helped mom with her mortgage. As if I hadn't bought groceries for my sister when her fiancé left. As if I didn't matter. I stared at the scene marks under my last message. Then I clicked Leave Group. After that, I logged into my bank accounts. Phone plan, cancelled. Autopay to mom, deleted. Venmo to my sister, declined. I didn't explain. I didn't announce it. I just stopped. The next morning, the Wi-Fi went out at Jenna's. Mom's phone plan cut off. Max's Netflix kicked him off mid-movie. They panicked. I watched it happen, sipping tea on my balcony, baby kicking gently under my ribs. And for the first time in a long time, I felt peace. Here's how it started. I was always the responsible one. The dependable sibling. Got a job right after college. Saved. Bought my own place by 29. Meanwhile, Max was crashing with friends. Jenna married young, divorced younger, and never quite stood up again. So I became the support system. Not because they asked, but because they hinted, and I felt guilty. "Can you help with mom's gas bill? Jenna's short on rent again. Ellie needs shoes for dance class." Every time, I said yes. Not because I had plenty, but because they said they had nothing. They called me the rock, the glue. And I believed that meant I was loved. But over time, thanks turned into expectation. And expectation became entitlement. Jenna stopped saying thank you. She just sent Venmo requests. Max didn't ask, he just told me. Mom said, "God gave you that good job so you could help others." Like my success was owed to them. By the time I got pregnant, I had paid Jenna's rent for nearly a year. Max's phone, gym, and streaming services. Mom's utility bills. School fees and trips for Ellie. Over $188,000 in total. Then I told them I was expecting. They smiled. Congrats, but something changed. No one offered to host my shower. "We're all busy," Jenna said. "Just do a Facebook post," Mom offered. So I did it all myself, decorations, registry, venue. Sent the invite in the group chat. No one RSVP'd. I followed up. Jenna replied with an emoji. Max left me on read. Mom said, "That weekend's a bit hectic." Turns out, that weekend was Anna's baby shower, my cousin's third kid. Everyone was there. I wasn't even invited. I saw it all on Instagram, smiles, decorations, cake, dancing. And I realized, they weren't just forgetting me. They were sending a message. That my baby didn't matter. That I didn't matter. And yet, they still expected me to keep paying. Jenna asked for $180 for Ellie's project. Max texted me about mom's phone bill. That was the moment I changed. I didn't respond. I wrote one line in the family group chat. "Thanks for making it clear where I stand." Then I left and shut everything down. The aftermath? Max blew up my phone. "Yo, what's going on? Netflix is gone. Jenna, why is the internet off? Ellie has class. Fix it." Then, "Did you cancel the Target card?" I had groceries. Mom left a voicemail. "This behavior is concerning. We're your family. You don't punish the people you love." But I said nothing. Because for the first time, I didn't feel guilty. They'd used me. and I finally stopped letting them. I used to be the one who held everything together, covered the bills, filled in the gaps, made sure no one fell through the cracks. But that evening, I sat on my couch, warm tea in hand, my baby kicking softly beneath my ribs, and I smiled. Because for once, they were the ones scrambling. And I was finally free. 2 days after I left the family group chat, my phone rang. It was Mom. "We're coming over tonight," she said, cold, clipped. "All of us, we need to talk." Not "how are you feeling?" Not "are you okay?" Just orders, just entitlement. I knew what was coming, not a conversation, a confrontation. But this time, I was ready. At 6:04 p.m., they arrived like a storm. Mom walked in without looking at me. Jenna threw her purse down like she was doing me a favor. Max strolled in, hoodie up, pretending to be unbothered, but I saw the panic. No greetings, no concern, they made themselves at home, like nothing had changed. "Let's just get to the point," Mom snapped. "This silent treatment, canceling payments, it's childish. We're shocked." "Shocked?" I asked. "Come, you're shocked that I stopped paying for everything?" Max leaned in. "Yeah, Wi-Fi's off, Netflix is gone, my gym app is frozen. Did you seriously cancel everything?" I smiled. "Yes, Max, that was intentional." Jenna scoffed. "You're still mad about the baby shower? Grow up, it's just a party." I stood, one hand on my belly. "It's not about the party," I said. "It's about being 34 weeks pregnant and realizing not a single person in this room could be bothered to show up for me. No RSVP, no message, nothing." Mom raised her hand like she was silencing a courtroom. "We didn't mean anything by it. Baby showers are usually for first babies." "This is my first baby," I said sharply, "and you all knew that." Silence. "You didn't forget," I continued. "You chose not to come, but you all went to Anna's shower, balloons, buffet, matching outfits, and then, 2 days later, Jenna sends a Venmo request for $180, and Max wants me to fix your phone bill." Jenna rolled her eyes. "Don't act like a victim. You've always been generous. Now what, you want a trophy for it?" I laughed. Not kindly, not softly, the kind of laugh that comes when you've finally broken and don't care anymore. "Fine, let's talk about that generosity." I turned to her. "Jenna, I paid your rent for 11 months, covered Ellie's dance, school, camp, while you posted your nails and mimosas on Instagram." She said nothing. Then to Max, "Your phone, your gym, Spotify, Uber, rent. You once texted me, 'Yo, handle it,' like I was your bank, not your sister." Mom jumped in. "You're overreacting. We're family. We trusted you." "No," I said, "you used me. 4 years." Max scoffed. "What do you want? A standing ovation? You helped out, cool. Doesn't make you better than us." I looked him in the eye. "No, Max, it makes me done, because the moment I needed even the smallest thing, none of you showed up." Jenna stood, indignant. "Oh please, want us to cry? Throw you a pity party? Grow up." And then, from the corner, a voice I hadn't expected. "Lisa, my cousin, quiet until now. I was on your side," she said, trembling. "But this is disgusting. You treat her like an ATM, then punish her for setting a boundary." Everyone froze. "Lisa, stay out of this," Mom said sharply. "No," Lisa said, "I'm done pretending this is okay. I don't want to be part of a family that punishes someone for finally saying no." She grabbed her purse and walked out. Silence. Then Mom turned back, guilt and rage battling on her face. "Think about your baby," she said. "Are you really going to raise her alone without us?" I looked her dead in the eye. Better alone than surrounded by people who only love me when I'm useful. They left like a funeral procession, quiet, heavy, no slamming doors. The storm had passed. But the damage? Oh, it was everywhere. Max muttered something. Jenna didn't look at me. And Mom, she paused at the door, like she wanted to say something. She didn't. And I closed the door behind her, firmly, finally. That night, I stood in my kitchen, lights off, tea warm in my hands, belly gently shifting with the baby's movements. The silence felt clean, like air after rain. For the first time in years, I didn't feel guilty. Not for saying no. Not for walking away. Not for protecting my peace. The days that followed? Chaos. But not mine. Day 1, silence. No texts, no calls, group chat still missing me. Max posted a passive-aggressive Instagram story. When people turn their back on blood, don't be surprised when they drown alone. Jenna reposted it with 3 broken heart emojis. I didn't respond. They wanted attention. I gave them nothing. Day 3, the guilt phase started. Mom texted, "Can we please talk?" No reply. Then, "We didn't realize you were hurting so much, but that doesn't mean you should cut us all off." Still nothing. Then came her third message, "The bills are stacking up. Your sister can't afford Ellie's school trip. Max might lose his gym membership." Day 5, panic mode. My silence was expensive, and they were finally starting to realize it. Jenna called 5 times in an hour. When I didn't pick up, she left a voicemail. Her voice was shaking not with regret, but rage. "You've made your point, okay? Are you happy? Ellie's devastated. Mom's crying every night. Max is snapping at everyone. You broke the family, all over some stupid party." I listened to the message, then deleted it. That evening, a message stopped me mid-bite. "Lisa, just wanted you to know, I moved out. After everything I saw at your place, I realized how toxic this family really is. Thank you for standing up. You helped me see clearly." I stared at my screen, throat tight. One by one, they were unraveling. And somehow, I was finally coming together. Day 7, unexpected visit. Kevin, Jenna's ex, Ellie's dad, showed up at my door with a box of baby clothes. "I heard," he said. "Ellie told me everything. She's not okay." He handed me the box. "You were the only one who truly cared about her future. These are from me and Ellie." She picked the onesies. Tears burned, but I held them back. "Thank you," I whispered. Kevin hesitated, then added, "If you ever need anything, I'm here." Jenna lost her job last week. She's spiraling. She blames HR. But it's not them, it's her. I didn't reply. I didn't feel revenge. I felt release. They were finally facing consequences. And I hadn't lifted a finger. 2 weeks later, collapse. Mom called again. I let it ring. "Your brother's behind on rent. Jenna's car got towed. We couldn't get into Ellie's recital. I don't know what to do anymore." She paused. "Please, just tell me what we did so wrong. Why are you doing this to us?" I played the message twice. Then deleted it. Because I wasn't doing anything to them. They did it to themselves. That same week, a card arrived. No return address, just Ellie's handwriting. "I miss you. Mom says you're mad forever, but I remember pancakes. And my school play. I hope the baby is nice. Love, Ellie." I sank to the floor and cried harder than I had in months. Not out of regret. But because Ellie was the only innocent one in the entire story. Final blow, Jenna's breakdown. 3 weeks after the confrontation, I got a message from an unknown number. It was Jenna. "I messed up. I ruined everything. You were the only one who helped. I know I said things I can't take back, but I'm sorry." No guilt, no manipulation. Just honesty. But it was too late. I didn't reply. Because forgiveness isn't owed. Especially when the wound is still bleeding. And then life moved on. The registry I once gave up on? Gifts started arriving, anonymously. Diapers, a baby monitor, onesies. Mia threw me a small shower, just 6 people. It was perfect. No judgment, no performance, just love. And me? I felt human again. Not a bank. Not a backup plan. Not an invisible daughter. Just a soon-to-be mother. Whole, on my own terms. It's been 8 weeks since I walked away. No, since I walked away from the role they assigned me. And here's what no one saw coming. I'm not falling apart. I'm thriving. No more guilt-ridden texts. No unpaid bills in someone else's name. No silent panic attacks while smiling at baby registry items I couldn't afford. Just me, my baby, and a peace I didn't know was possible. For a while, I waited for the guilt. That voice whispering, "You were too harsh, you could have handled it differently." But it never came. Because I handled it exactly right. I told the truth. I set a boundary. And they proved why it needed to exist. Jenna still sends the occasional vague text. Hope you're doing okay. Ellie misses you. I don't respond. Not to punish. Not out of anger. But because I've learned. Not responding is a response. Silence is power. Boundaries are not cruelty, they're survival. Max? He's playing victim online. A thread last week, fake family, money changes people. 2 likes, 1 from mom, 1 from Jenna. I didn't laugh. I pitied him. Because without me, he's had to meet himself. And that's the scariest mirror of all. Mom stopped calling. She finally understood. I'm not coming back. Not to the group chat. Not to the emotional ATM. Not to the daughter they only loved when she was useful. Funny how they raised me to believe I was the selfish one. But the moment the money stopped, so did the love. Makes you think. Now, I'm building something new. Mia helps with the nursery. Lisa texts daily memes, water reminders, baby names. Kevin brought Ellie's favorite stuffed animal. Just in case the baby likes it too, he said. Ellie's idea. I believe him. And me? Still me. But more. More whole. More honest. More mine. The other night, I stood in the nursery. The crib was ready, the mobile spun softly, clouds and moons. Golden light bathed the room. And for the first time in my life, I felt safe. Not because someone promised to protect me, but because I had me. If my daughter ever asks me about my family, I'll tell her the truth. That blood isn't always love. That kindness without boundaries becomes self-destruction. That being the strong one doesn't mean being the sacrificial one. And I'll teach her this. Never set yourself on fire to keep others warm. You are not responsible for making people comfortable at your expense. You're allowed to say no even to the people who raised you. I'll raise her with a spine and a heart. With compassion, but not compliance. With love, but not servitude. Because if there's one legacy I want to give her, it's this. Never be afraid to choose yourself. Even if it means standing alone. I used to think walking away made me the villain. That they'd tell stories about how I abandoned them. And maybe they have. Let them. Because if choosing peace, protecting my child, and breaking toxic cycles makes me the villain, then maybe I was never meant to be their hero.